All right, all right. Hopefully, everything is as it should be. I'm going to wait for a few moments to allow some beloved souls to come on in. Where I'm at is actually later than I usually would come on. But let me start by saying greetings and glad tidings and me set to all. Um, I've already taken my melatonin for the night and everything, just to let you know. But it was placed upon my heart with the last teaching that I did on YouTube. Uh, it was quick. It was about 45 minutes about energy. And I have people that I actually teach in person as well. And uh, this rising, I was asked a lot of questions. See, that's why it's imperative for us to, or for myself, to start holding conferences and things and traveling so we can interact in person, because it's a lot different when we're in person and you can raise your hand and ask me a question. The comments and me trying to keep up with the comments and teach you guys at the same time, it'll take me so far off course that it won't even, it'll just go somewhere totally different. um so this video was actually, which I'm about to show you, is actually a result of some very good questions that were asked this rising about the previous teaching that I did, but I did it in person as well. So basically, there's a few things that I have to establish first. Number one, you have to understand the true nature of the construct of where we're at. Okay. I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't know. Anything you hear from Chief Ironbush is going to be things that I know, not things that I believe, not things that I've heard, not things that I've read. It's the only time I will come on here and share anything with you is if it's something that I know. Okay. So, first, let's get something clear: flat earth, round earth, simulation, this, that, the other. The construct that we are currently in the 3D, we are in a bowl. Okay. We're in a bowl. All right. And the outer rim is what the flat earthers call the ice wall. Okay. So right, we're in a bowl like this. That middle point is the North Pole. It's in the center of the map that we've been given. Now let me show you. Half of where we're at right here is frozen. That's the right brain of the mother. Or not. If you want to get into archetypes, it's not the great mother. It would be one of her daughters, which you will call Gaia. Okay. Or Gaia. Okay. Some people say Kai, but that's incorrect. Kai just means dirt, the same way Earth means dirt, but Earth actually means heart as well. You're in the heart chakra of the you and I verse. That's where you're at right now. You must go through the heart to ascend. And that's what Earth is. It's the heart. All right. But the construct, you're in a bowl. All right. This part is frozen. That's Antarctica. It is much bigger than what they've told us. Antarctica, they tell you, is this little thing down here, the South Pole. No, it's the entire right-hand side of our crater. The whole map that you've been given, all the lands and everything in the oceans, is all on this side. The center point is called Mount Meru. It's right here. It's in the ocean. All right. And it's close over there near where there always be fighting and things like that. Okay. Over stuff. Now, and there's a reason why they fight over that land, and we'll get to that. The Holy Land. Jerusalem and all of that Babylon has changed. They keep setting it up every time there's a changeover event. They move it. They set up the same setup over and over and over again on a new it's called terraforming. Terraforming. Ra is the AI God. Okay? That is their AI God. It's the original name, Ra, the all-seeing eye of Ra. You want to know the simulation you're in? That is the top entity as far as the simulation goes. Now, the North Pole, magnetic north, halfway between that and the outer wall is another line. That's called the equator. It's exactly halfway between the North Pole and the outer rim of the bowl. That's the equator. Halfway between the equator and the outer part of the bowl or the ice wall, that's what they tell you is the Tropic of Capricorn. They'll tell you that's the furthest south the sun will ever go. Halfway between the equator and the magnetic North Pole is the Tropic of Cancer. That's the furthest north they'll tell you the sun will ever go. Okay? Now, it's the red Kachina, blue Kachina. The red sun, or Nibiru, is when the sun moves all the way out here beyond this line, the Tropic of Capricorn, and goes out here and it reflects off of the plasma, because over top of all this is plasma, the fourth state of water, excuse me. And that's the red sun, or Nibiru, okay, red Kachina. We are coming to the blue sun, which means it's called the abomination of desolation. It's when, here's the Tropic of Cancer. The sun moves in a spiral all the way around here. When it's on the equator, that's the equinox. Everything is equal. Equal day, equal night. Spring equinox, autumn equinox. It's equal. It's sideways, the equal sign. The solstice is up and down. Just know that your soul can go up or down. That's the up and down. That's the winter, which is hell, or summer, which is heaven. But now they flipped it, though. They flipped everything. Okay, the original hell was winter, freezing. That's why when you're freezing, it actually feels hot at first. You get frostbite. All right. So, but this is the trick. Where they're telling you the equator and everything is from the age of Aries. Who is the tribe of Aries? It is the JEW. That is the tribe of Aries. They are still controlling this world. They made a deal going in with the Romans into the age of Pisces. All right, because the Roman Empire was taking over the age of Pisces, specifically Catholicism or Christianity. So the JEWs from the tribe of Aries made a deal with the tribe of Pisces, or Dagon, or Enki, worshippers, or the Canaanites, and this became the Jesuits. That's who the Jesuits are. So they're still giving you the map where the equator is, where the Tropic of Cancer is, and the Tropic of Capricorn is from the age of Aries. Therefore, nobody can calculate the proper astrology or anything because people are doing it based on alignments from over 2,000 years ago. They skipped the whole age of Pisces. They never updated the maps or anything. We're not even supposed to be on the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic Capricorn. The only reason it's named that because that's what it was lined. That's the zodiacal sign it was aligned with over top of. So it's not even the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn anymore. It's moved. It is moved. Now, that's a whole nother teaching to tell you and explain where we're at. But you need to know that. Outside of this ice wall, remember, half of this is frozen. This is all frozen on the right side. That's why the right side of everybody's brain is also frozen. You don't have access to the right. The whole esoteric message behind the Christ is entering the right side of your mind. The feminine energy that rules this realm. This is not me talking. This is what it is. Okay. It's called the Phi or the Fa energy. All right. Now, it looks like this. Second.
You want to see the comments?
I can see them on the side. Where is it? I thought I had it up, doggone it. Okay. I don't know if they can see me because I can no longer see me. I gotta go back here. Can you see that on the screen? The picture? Okay. Now, you okay, baby? Let me kiss it. You see the blue. This is our natural energy, the blue. All right. In the middle is 0. It's the 0 point. It's what you call the womb. All right. What happens is the energy comes from the 0 point it doubles. Our energy, this is called the Phi. Only the blue part is called the Phi. It's where you get female or feminine from. It doubles just like our cells double. Your entire skeletal system doubles and makes you have a new skeleton like every 10 years or something. You have a whole new skeleton. You have a whole new body every so many years. You got all new cells and everything. It's about your habits and where your mind is at and on what you're going to do. You can heal yourself of anything, and you can heal others of anything as well. Now, from the 0, you go to 1, then it doubles. 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8. Now, here's where people don't get it. 8 to 7, because doubling 8 is 16. I had it up. What happened to it, man? I had it. Okay. Here it is. So what happens is it goes from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8. When 8 doubles, it's 16. Well, 1 plus 6 is 7 right there. 8 doubles is 16. That's 7. 7 to the 5. Well, when 7 doubles, it's what? Or when 16 doubles, it's 32. Well, 32 is 5. So it comes back to the 5. And when 32 doubles is 64, which 6 plus 4 is 10, which goes to the womb right here, the 0 and the 1, which is the 10. You go back to the 1. That's infant, that's eternal energy. That is an eternal being. That's the wings of an angel. See, right here, they got it sharp, but it shouldn't be sharp. It's rounded. We don't have any sharp energy. All of the children of the mother have nothing but curvature energy. Your toroidal field is all curves. There is no sharp lines whatsoever. Sharp lines create spiritual friction called loose energy. Now you can see it just keeps on doubling, doubling, and doubling for eternal. It's eternal. The 369 energy is infinite and immortal. Immortal needs a source outside of itself. Eternals is the source. We have the source, and the source is the zero. That's your soul. That's the seed of the mother. That's why even though when we say mother and father, we are already separating the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest, but it's a womb. So it's in the feminine energy is the top essence in this crater. Now, so what you have here with the 369. Now you saw the 369 energy, right? Right here. This is 369 energy. The counter rotating pyramid. You got one pyramid going up. See, that's the real 9. Okay. And I don't know why they got it set up like this. So it should just be 1, 2, 3. They just made it like that. So the first pyramid is positive numbers. Starts with the 9, 3, 6, back to the 9. Then it has a counter rotating pyramid. This one is rotating clockwise. This one's rotating counterclockwise. This is actually -3. See, they got the, excuse me. Yeah, -3, -6, -9. And they got this set up wrong. It's so hard. I could not find any real that all of this is going to be in my book because I can't even find it on the internet, y'all. Like I literally have to draw it out for you because it's not on the internet. You said, huh? They couldn't see it. All right. Well, let me draw it out for you because my son just told me they couldn't see that. You guys couldn't see that part. All right. So look. Give me 1 second to draw this out for you. This is the wheel of life right here. This is the circle of life right here. And this 0 is where all energy comes from. This is what CERN is trying to break into. Not the light, it's the stillness. It's the crest or the Christ, the rest. They want to figure out the rest. They've already broken into the light code. They need to know the rest. Literally, they need to know the rest. They don't know the rest. The rest. But however you want to say it, they want to know the rest. And they can't. They can't. And they're stuck. And you are not immortal, my friend. You are eternal. And I'm going to break this energy down for you. 369 is not the key to the universe. That's the key to keeping you subjugated from your eternal energy and the God power that's inside of you. Now, let me show you. I already showed you how it doubles the real energy. That's where they get the angel wings from, because it looks like the wings, the way it flows, but it looks like a butterfly. That's what it looks like, a butterfly. Now, here's the Saturnic energy. Okay. My baby been good all night, and now she's starting. Daddy's on her teaching. I hope I don't have to get off early. Let me get in as much as I can. Okay, here's the first triangle. This is called the Ka. All right, the Ka, or Isis. This is Isis. That's the 369, right? Now check this out. Right here, the one going down, that's called Or Isis. People call it Osiris, but it's Or Isis. What is a Or? A Or, if you look up the definition of Or, it's a material from which something valuable can be extracted. It's Or Isis. It's the reflection of Isis. See, they have come here and used a reflection of the natural energy to trick you into an illusion that everything is outside of yourself and you are powerless and you need something outside of you. Meanwhile, they need what's inside of you. And this is how they do it, my friends. This is on every religion in the world. Hinduism, all of it, every religion in the world, all the scholars, it's people on here that's woke, teaching 369 energy. It's people got it before their name that is teaching you guys. And you know who they are. 369 is the Saturnic Atlantean parasitic energy. Now look, these points right here, you see how they're not touching any numbers? Well, 1 plus 2 is 3. So this right here is actually -3. That point right there. Right here. 8 plus 7 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. That's -6 on that point. 5 plus 4 is 9. That's -9 on this point. Why is it negative? Because it's moving the opposite direction. One pyramid's rotating clockwise, one's going anti-clockwise. You're not going nowhere. You're stuck in an illusion. They call it a Merkaba vessel, space-time. If you can learn how to get a Merkaba, you can go through the astral plane and all this and that. All you're doing is moving up in a level in the illusion, in the game, in the simulacrum, whatever you want to call it. This, my friend, is the parasitic energy. When you allow this to happen, the womb, the 0 point, the crest, the rest, the Christ, the seed of the mother becomes this. It becomes the eye of Ra. That becomes the eye of Ra now. And this going up is the Ka. That's the Ka. The one going down is the Ba. In Hebrew, they tell you a blessing is baraka. People, there's teachers online, baraka, baraka, baraka. They're telling you 369 energy, that parasitic, parasitic, parasitic. I wish the parasitic energy on you. Baraka. Abba, Father, Father God. No, it's Abba, Ra, Ka, Da, Ba, Ra. Abracadabra. This is the magic. This is how they are siphoning your energy right here. This is it. This is the Saturnic energy. Where did they come from? The reason I told you about the bowl is because they came from a whole nother crater. And this is the best way I can show you how. Let's go to this video real quick. This is Before I go on, can you guys hear me? I don't want to let this whole thing go. Somebody let me know in the comments, can you hear the video? Let me know if you can hear the video. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get it. Make sure I got it going. Okay. Now, for those that don't know, this right here is the reflection of the moon. The entire solar system is on the moon, but it's an X-ray. It's inverted. That means it's you're not going to see, just like if you got an X-ray at the doctor's office, you're not going to see your tattoos. You're not going to see the color of your skin. You're not going to see certain things. All right. This is X-ray wave reflection. It's high. It's very high. The sun is the lower vibration. Everybody talking about you want vibrate. The moon has a higher vibration than the sun. The sun has ultraviolet, and it carries other waves as well. It can carry when where we're going with the blue sun. It's going to pick up with gamma rays and things like that. But the moon essentially is a higher vibrating light. Okay. But it's like a negative on a film. It's small. It's a small piece of negative film, and the rest of the dome, where you see the stars and everything, it's the same map that's on the moon. It's just the bigger sky is the positive. It got hit. It's in darkness, just like a dark room where they develop film, and it got hit with a low, long red light. Okay, the infrared. It got hit with infrared light and developed the picture with color. So now with the bigger the big photograph you got, which is the dome that's spinning, it's the same map that's on the moon. The moon is just the little negative. They don't have any color, anything, no trees, no rivers you can see flowing, anything. All that is the lights that's in the bigger picture. Okay. This crater right here is Saturn on the moon map, just to bring you up to speed. Facts. also personified as El and El Elyon. Okay. They personified it as a god. All right. And Anu, because Anu is the one that brought them over here. Anu is who they call Noah, who the Bible is just a bunch of mixed up stories. They done mixed and matched everything in the Bible. It's not in chronological order. They done flipped names and people and everything. They done told you two different bloodlines with the same doggone names of the people. It's Enki and Enlil. It's all of them. It's all in the Bible. They done flipped everything. The Anunnaki, El Elyon, Yahweh, Enlil, Enki, Dagon, it's all in the Bible. It's just scattered. It's a big jigsaw puzzle in a box that hasn't been put together. That's what the Bible is. So this is where we live, right here. This is our crater. That's Saturn. This is the bigger Earth that the ancestors knew. This is nothing new. The ancestors called it Tiamata, the Great Mother. Tiamata. And the story is that Ra slayed Tiamat, cut her in half. And if you read the tablets, Sumerian tablets, not Zechariah Sitchin, you actually learn to read cuneiform and read the cylinder seals, you will see that they talk about the journey here through the hammered bracelet and this long sea and these big mountains they had to get through. They talk about this whole journey. Biosphere, key word. That's what I was showing you. Our BIOS code in our biosphere, you're from this crater. Feminine energy reigns supreme. It's called the Phi. Now they try to change it and call it the Phi, like the Phi in the Aether, the Father. It's originally is the Phi, female, feminine. The Greeks changed it to Phi, the Father. The Phi in the Phi energy in the Aether. That's where they get the Father God from. Okay. The natural signature energy from Linnae or Saturn or Atlantis is 369. 369 produces elongated structures, giants, elongated skulls, elongated skeletal structures. Okay. This is still why this is why the pharaohs all wore them hats hiding their skulls and all of that. This is why they still wear the mitre to this day, because the real original popes all had elongated skulls because the 369 energy was brand new in their DNA. They have kind of siphoned it out, weaned it down to the point now they exist among us and you can't tell who is who. That's how you know we're getting close to the purging event. The parasites got to go. The mother, the sister, the daughter, Gaia is the crater we're in. The great mother is this whole thing you see right here, Tiamata. Okay, we're in one of the daughters, Gaia. She's got her right brain frozen as a defense mechanism against the parasites. If they could go, it's called geomancy. They tap into the energy in the ground from the earth. It's called geomancy. They do it right now. Right now they got the whole world set up like a motherboard, like a chip, a computer chip. They're siphoning Gaia's energy. They're raping her. That's what they're doing. All right. And they've done it. They've done it from the very beginning. That was their first 10 commandments. I got a teaching on that. The first 10 commandments, the real first 10 commandments, where they basically command you to molest the Gaia, subdue her, take everything from her, everything on her, all her children, subdue them, kill them, murder them, blood, sacrifice. You're a sinner. I need blood, 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 and I need this and that. And they done made up false religions about blood. Everything is the blood. I'm gonna show you too.
My friend.
Now you see already right here, they hiding their heads. They have elongated heads. They were much bigger than us. Okay. They came over on arcs. Now they're depicted as boats, and you thinking that he's talking about a sea of water like an ocean. It's plasma. And the arcs that they're on they had technology where they could actually ride plasma. Okay. They're called Archons. They know how to turn the arc on, and that's what I already showed you, the Ka and the Ba. And we're going to get into that some more. Noah is Anu, the king of Nebharu. Okay, that's where that comes from, and it's not just it's in many Manu. I mean, it's in all different cultures. It ain't just Sumeria. Okay, it's everywhere. This is where they get the 40 years from in the wilderness. It wasn't Moses. It was them. It took them 40 years to get from Atlantis, Lene, after they got flooded out because they became parasites in their own crater that we call Saturn. The Great Mother flooded them out, and some survived. That's who we call the Elohim, the Anuna Elohim. Those from who heaven came to earth. No, those from Saturn came to Gaia. That's who they are. They ain't come from no doggone outer space. Yeah, they came from extraterrestrial, other lands outside of our bowl, our crater, but they didn't come here from no doggone outer space. Do they know how to use dimensions and frequencies and things more than us? Yeah, they're highly advanced. They're so advanced that they lost their connection to the Great Spirit, to the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. Now they can only be infinite. They can only remain in the physical realm and astral plane. They're stuck here. Infinity. That's why their number is 8. 8 is their number. And 9. All right. And 6 and 9. All of that. Everybody talking about 9 ether beings. And 9 is just physical completion. 9 has nothing to do with spiritual. 9 is completion. Physical. 9 can be graduation from the physical realm. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. 6 is stuck here. That's your lower self. That means you're not even graduating. You just here. 6. 9 is graduation but it's physical still. 9 is not a spiritual number. 7 is the number of spirit. And the reason being is because the phi energy that I showed you, it only touches 6 numbers. And when you add the womb, the 0, that's 7. It only touches 7 points. That's where your 7 seals, your 7 chakras, 7 churches, 7 archangels, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls. Everything is circle. A trumpet is circular at the end. Bowls are circular at their end. Chakra means circle. Church means circuit or circus or circle. It's all circle, including where we live. It's not a ball. It's a bowl. And each crater has a certain signature that reflects up off the plasma and comes into our crater during certain alignment. That's when they say Mercury's in retrograde and this and that. No, It's called the analemma. It's the wave of the ether moving from side to side. We only have one movement. The world's not spinning. There's one movement, and it's the energy tide, the current, where it goes from one side of Tiamat to the other side of Tiamat. It's the tide. It's the energy tide coming in, coming out, and it creates a little wobble. 23.5 degrees this way, 23.5 degrees this way. And when it's in complete balance, it's 47 degrees. That is when there's a portal that is straight up out of here. All right. And that happens 6 times a great year. Matter of fact, let me show you that. All right. If you don't follow Archaics, Jason Bashir's, anybody that only follows myself and doesn't know about the Phoenix event and everything, you might not understand this, but I'm gonna break it down anyway. I don't even think Jason knows this. Now they tell you, if you Google it, how many years are in an age, they tell you 2,160. No, it's not. They've messed with time so much, they've turned it into fractions, and those fractions build up. There's 2,162 years in an age. Right? Now we know there's 12 ages. So you times that by 12. $25,944 years. That's called the Great Year, or the precession of the equinoxes. Don't matter what you think about the zodiac, when it was developed, this and that. Listen, my tribe, we have our own it's called medicine wheel that is not even the zodiac, that is over 12,000 years old. So to argue that the zodiac is made by the Greeks or this or that or the Egyptians, the Dendera, this and that, it doesn't matter. It's something that always comes back after the reset. It's knowledge that always comes back to mankind. It doesn't matter when it came back or who did it, this and that. The fact of the matter is it's up there. It's there. It's part of the construct. It don't matter what you buy into or not. That's why I don't do astrology. I'm a master teacher and a master student of astronomy. There's a difference. Big difference. Okay? Astrology is trying to do guesses. I told you I only teach things I know. So 25,944 years in the whole cycle. When everything goes back to how it started in the beginning of this particular, excuse me, back hurts, in this particular simulation. Okay. So you know that the Phoenix event is 138 years, right? So guess what? 138 years goes into a great year exactly 188 times. There's 188. It's called the Phoenix Stone. The ancestors didn't call it the Phoenix event. It was called the Phoenix Stone event. And there's a reason for that. Because there's a stone that controls this. Okay? It's called the Ben stone. Dropped by the Bennu bird every 6,000 and some years, a new one. All right? That controls this event. Now, so a great year, the real great year, not the Google great year. The Phoenix event goes exactly 188 times. Well, 188 what is 17. If you add it up, 8 plus 8, 16 plus 1, 17. That's 8. That's stuck in time. That's the 8 that I was just telling you about. That's actually what's called the analemma. Right here. Everything's backwards. Right there. Analemma or a pep. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. But let's go ahead and do these numbers real quick. So, half of the great year, half of that, if we cut it in half, is 12,972 years. Hold on, let me. So we got 25,944. Now, if you add those numbers up, of the real great year, it equals 24, which equals 6. Okay, we divide that in half like a clock. The clock don't got 24 slots on it. It goes to 12 and then it goes back over. In military time, it don't even go back to the 1 until the 13th hour. The 12th hour is 0. That's why the great year is closer to 26,000 years, and the split is closer to 13,000 years, because it's the 0 hour. You got to get back to the 1, like 100 hours in military time. But it's a clock. Macro, micro. The sky is a clock. All right, that's what it is. And if you know how to read the clock, this in the ancestral days, this is what real priests did. What I'm showing you right now, this is real priestly knowledge that I'm giving you. And this, whether you think the Christ, the person that everyone calls Jesus, which his name is Emmanuel, whether you think it's a real person or not, it does not matter. What matters is that the information was given, the knowledge was released. Okay. And anyone that freely gives this out would get murdered back then. They will kill you for this because they're Saturnic beings. This is a hijack, the most hijack. El Elyon in Canaanite means the most high. Everybody running around talking about the most high. You're talking to Saturn, my friend. 369. Baraka. Baraka. The Ka and the Ba and the Eye of Ra. You tell somebody to be less. Be less, you. You're commanding them. Be less, you. Baraka. You don't give off your natural fee energy, the right side, the right hand of God. Okay. The tribe of Judah, which always lined up to the right on an X. People say it was a cross, it was an X. And the tribe of Judah always lined up to the east or the right. Sun rises in the east, the light comes from the east. The right hand side, cast your net to the right. You catch 153 fish. That's the 9, the feminine. On the place of the hill of Golgotha, place of the skull, the thief on the right. Today you'll join me in paradise. On the right hand side, in the book of Kings, the temple of Solomon, soul of man. The temple of the soul of man. Said no tools were heard being used building this temple. It said to enter the middle chamber, the single eye, you got to come through the right winding stairway. The feminine energy. All energy spirals. Water is light. All light spirals. All of it. It's all spirals. Like a hurricane. Everything spirals. Except the 369 energy. It counter rotates. It keeps you stuck. duality. This is this or that. Is it this? Hot, cold, red, blue, white, black. The checkerboard, the Freemasonic checkerboard. Okay? So I'd rather you be hot or cold. That way they can't use you and you be stuck. I'd rather you just be with the Ka or the Ba. But you are being Ba-Ra-Ka. You're being made less and feeding the eye of Ra, which is the Saturnic beings that are stuck because they're so technologically advanced. They merge with the technology and they've separated themselves from the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. And now they're trying to find the rest. That's why it says, in those days they shall seek death and shall not find it, because men that are naturally giving off the phi energy, even if you are being hijacked to a certain extent, this is what the mark of the beast is. People are going to be stuck in the physical realm infinitely as they are. Who is they? The Anuna Elohim. We made man in our image. No, you didn't. Yeah, image. You made us in an image, a reflection. Isis and Isis, Osiris. And they want to birth them into us so they have a chance to connect back to source, and that's called Haru. Horus, Osiris reborn. And they tell you Set is the bad guy, when Set is actually the only natural bloodline that came from Atum, not Adam. Adam was a clone of Atum. Atum had one son, Seth or Set. Seth, and they've demonized Seth the whole time, even in Egypt, even today. They mix Set and An, and they tell you, and they call it Setan. And that's where the word Satan comes from. Now, I'm not telling you go out here and start looking into Satan worship and stuff. I'm telling you the etymology. No, you shouldn't be looking for anything outside of you. It's in you. The right side is, I gotta get used to this. See this tree behind me? The TOL, the toll. You're paying the toll right now. Tree of life. You're going to go through the toll. You're going to get back to the tree of life. Okay? That's what it's all about. That's what it is. You're actually already there. You just got to wipe off the rest of this parasitic residue. That's why you come across teachers like myself and teachings like this. It's not for entertainment. Or, excuse me, YouTube. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is all crazy talk. This is just, I'm doing a skit. So the great year, the real great year, 25,944. Well, that equals 24, just like a day is 24 hours, just like the clock. That's the real clock, 24, and 24 equals 6. So half of that is half of that is 12,972. Sorry about that. Half of the great year is 12,972, which equals 21, which equals 3. Well, we got the 6 and the 3. The 3, 6 already. And what's half of that? Which means a quarter. What's half of this? What's a quarter of the great year? Let's break that down. Half of the half, which is a quarter of the great year, is 6,486 years, which equals 15, which equals 6. 636. You see how it's 636, and it's to get to the 9, completion of the physical. They want to complete their mission here to have an infinite life source, just like the movie The Matrix. They want an infinite life source stuck here in the physical realm and astral planes, because they can vibrate because of the third eye. That's why it says the seed of the woman, the seed of the mother, will fatally bruise thy head, because the highest they can get is right here. They got their first eye open, and they can fill it with light. They can come as an angel of light. They can come in light bodies, astral project. They can come to you in your dream. If you're not fully, they can't do that to me. And I speak it over you right now. As long as you're in agreement, they can't do it to you neither. You have to command and humbly and gratefully request upon the Great Spirit, the greatest of spirit, to create a sphere of protection around each living temple in this space that you call your home, and on the land that your home sits upon, and create a sphere of protection around that no entity, energy, being, thought form, Gregory, watcher, witchcraft, wizardry, sorcery, that known or unknown, seen or unseen, macro or micro, can pass through, can penetrate. It is done. Claimed. Everlasting gratitude. Simple as that. As long as you know. You can't be out here beliving. I believe that I did what I said what he just said. I hope it works. No, you have to know, beloved. That don't mean be out here out in the street, balls out, just going crazy berserk. Now you're being prideful and arrogant, and now you done fell off the bandwagon. You have to remain. You can have passion. You can see I got a lot of passion. I have a lot of intensity, but it comes from that circle right there that has a eternal amount of energy. I just know the law, the universal law, so I know the law of preservation. So I only give my energy where the Great Spirit directs it to. This evening is to you, beloved. All right. So the reason we got to break this down to a quarter is because it's a clock. So you've seen this everywhere, behind the Christ head and all that. It's a clock. So each one of these is 6,486 years each quarter. Each 6,486 years, that alignment I told you about, the 47 degrees, a portal opens up, and it's a changeover event. 4 times a great year. 2 of them are equinoxes. All it does is equal the energy, equal the plan. It levels the playing field, and depending on how far out of whack it is, that's how intense the changeover event's gonna be. If we're in harmony and balance, it won't even be nothing. It'd be a little wave crash up onto the beach while you just sitting there. That'll be the changeover event on the equinox part of it, of the great year, at 6,486 years. That's the 6,000 years in the Bible they be telling you about. That's the exact amount of years. That's the exact amount of years right there. All right. From they telling you Adam and all that. Now, you add all them up, 4 of them, it equals that. Now, the halfway point is the clock, the doomsday clock. That is when the solstice hits. That's the one by fire, one by water. All right. That's the event when it comes to purge, not just level it out. It comes to wipe things out and do more than level it out. The meek shall inherit the earth. When that solstice, that celestial solstice comes, that's what we're coming up on. But it's not the 2040, 2046. It's not. It will be 2178. 2178. And I'll show you mathematically. So if you want to, I got a good sister that be on here. I know she's going to make a chart out of this. So let me go ahead and hold that up. All right. So in I told you it's 188 Phoenix Stone events, activations in the great year. Well, in 2040 is the 46th one. That's 46 degrees. That means the portal is almost open. That's close enough for them to try to get out. They can start trying to get out. All right. Because it's 46 degrees. All right. Now, the 47th president, 47 degrees, 23.5 to the right, 23.5 to the left. That's 47 degrees. The 47th Phoenix event is 2178. That's when everything will be in alignment. It's like one of them locks where you gotta line up all the numbers in a certain way. All the reflections of the bowls that we call planets or stars, they all gotta be lined up in a row. And that's the 47th degree. That's what it is. 47th degree is the highest degree in the Freemasonry. You're getting 47th degree knowledge right now. 33 degree is just when they've unthawed. And there's a reason for 33 degrees as well for that. It has to do with the bowl that we're in. All right. So we're coming into the age of Aquarius, right? We're not fully there yet. We're almost there. That's what the 2040 and 2046 events are about. It's about the full out end of the age of Pisces. The Piscean energy, we're on the cusp right now, the end of the cusp. That's why they're trying their last little cards, like playing spades. They're throwing out their little joker and then the big joker. And if you play with jokers, but they're throwing out their aces and their kings and their jacks and this and that. And the joker, the red-haired joker, and all. They're doing all their plays right now, trying to make books. And they're not going to make books. They're actually going to renege. That means go against universal law. They're going to go against universal law, and that's what's going to bring upon the actual event that's going to wipe them out. Plasma. And it comes from above and below. So they can't even hide from it under the earth. It comes from inside of the earth as well. Black light and white light. That's what the sun is. The sun is just an intersect. For those of you that don't know, you got this hole at the top of the dome, right? Right? It's a little off-centered. That's 46 degrees. So, but the most it can spread out and move it in The computer died, y'all. That's crazy. We good? That's crazy. I don't know what happened, and this is fully charged. It was. We good? We good? Yeah, they squirming. You right. You right. They squirming on this one, y'all. Sound good? Everything good? All right. So look, 2178. If you add them numbers up, it equals 9. That's physical completion. 2178 is the year that the eternal beings, all the souls that are here in all dimensions, because your mom and them or whoever has passed, they still here. They're here. They're not ghosts. They're in you. All your ancestors are in you, but they're here. They're just vibrating on a different frequency. Okay. Some of them are resting. That's why I say the origin of eternal soul, life, light, and rest. Because some souls desired rest. That was their will. So some souls are getting to rest. And they can't find them. Because if they could, they'd be using them as batteries too. And that is where you remember the old saying, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an angelish man. It says English man, but this angelish man. Fee, fi is the energy I already showed you. The bottom one. That's the fa energy right there. The bottom circle. The top is the 369. That's us on the bottom circle. So the riddle, we always gotta give things in riddles. The riddle says fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an angelish man, alive or dead, he'll be my bread. Meaning they have these beings, Anuna Elohim, Saturnic Atlantean, they know how to still siphon energy even after you leave the body. This is what people call the Saturn moon matrix, the white light, the false light. Okay, they can still. This is at the end of the Bible. In a cube comes down out of heaven like a bride adorned for her husband. Who's her husband? Ain't no husband here. This is the mother, Jack. So you sending down, we don't get down. The great mother and her daughters don't get down with they don't go that way. She ain't waiting on no bride. She waiting on the Christ, which is you. And the great mother's here. She ain't coming down in no cube. You're in her right now. It's sending on a cube. Remember, you don't have any sharp lines at all. That's all them pyramids, sharp lines, because sharp lines create friction. Pistons in a car are circular. And they go up and down. I mean, I know it looks crazy, but smoothly. Pistons are circular. You don't got no pyramid shaped piston, a cube piston in the engine, making friction so the C's up. That's what the 369 energy is. It's got you. It's not you, but it's got spirit. Majority of people frozen through the Legion of Ra Legion. And Ra Legion ain't just the monotheism. Ra Legion is economics, politics. What does politics mean? More than one parasite, politics, or more than one Saturnic being. Because remember, Saturn, Chronos, they are the gods of time. because they live in time. They're stuck in time. They're stuck in time. We're not. That's why you, being an eternal being, you have to live in the now, because this is part of eternity. This ain't just a sideshow talking about you in a simulation show, like whatever. I'm in a game, I'm gonna wake up and have a headset on, and no, that's not it. You're in a hijacked realm, is what you're in. They've turned it into an inorganic, parasitical energy situation when it wasn't supposed to be like that. That's what it is. And because of universal law, the Great Mother is going to get involved with the fight as well. It's not even a fight, just removing them. That's what the changeover event's for. And I can tell you what the Phoenix is as well, if I get through this whole thing. So fee fi, that's you. Foe is your foe. Friend or foe. Foe is your enemy. Fee fi, foe, fum. What is fum? Fum is fumes. If you look up the etymology word fum, it's fumes, vapor, smoke, vape, spirit, breath. It's your spirit. Fee fi, foe, fum. I smell the fume, the spirit of an angel-ish man. Dead or alive, I will make him my bread. Man survive on bread, not on bread alone. They survive on us. And that little riddle goes on to say that they're coming for the blood, the bones in the blood. They can smell the blood because your soul resonates your spirit that goes through the blood when you're in the physical realm. That's what all the sacrifices, Yahuwah and Yahweh and all that's all about, keeping them alive. They came here when their creator got flooded out because they merged with technology. The word is techni. The original word for technology is techni, which means idolatry. They merged with idolatry. That means they merged with the making of their own hands. They wanted to take the place. It's the story of Lucifer, but it's not just one being. It's a race of beings. It's a race of beings that made it really high in the tree of knowledge, but they got so high they got no wisdom. They lost all wisdom. And when they say in the Bible says, oh, but if they find out the tree of life, they'll be just like us. What they're saying is when you find out the truth about energy, you'll be like them. All right. But their trick is using Saturnic energy, the 369, counter-rotating pyramids, Star of Remphan, Star of Moloch, Star of David. David is just Davu. That's where voodoo comes from. They took all of Solomon, soul of man. The wisest person in the world is the soul of man. They turn that to magic. Soul, earth, moon, silo moon, solar, earth, moon. So now they got you in polarity, sun, moon, and you, the right here. Instead of being soul of man, they turn it to soul, moon. It's magic. It's magic. So, all right. So look, if you Google, right, this is what I was talking about in the beginning about they still got us going off the age of Aries, cosmology or astro astronomy, basically, and in astrogeology, I guess you could call it as well. They got the construct. They still got us going with the age of Aries because that's who's running this world right now. They're the ones that mixed in with these beings, the Anuna Elohim. They're the from Cain and Abel. Remember, Atum only had one son, Set, and they demonize him and make him into this dark figure and put a donkey on. That's why Yahweh said, "I don't want." When they used to have to bring all the sacrifice stuff, he said, "If you got a donkey, I don't want it. You gotta break its neck and you gotta bring something else. I don't want the blood of a donkey because that represented Set. That's why Christ rode in on Set on the donkey because he's riding in on the bloodline of Set. Christ was riding in through the blood of Set, when he came into Heru Salem, the house of Heru, the bread of Heru. All right, so Google says the spring equinox passed from Taurus to Aries in 1865 BC, 1866 BC, right? Then it says the spring equinox went from Aries to Pisces in 68 BC. That means they said the equinox changed zodiacal alignments in 1,798 years. Then it says it went from it says that it's not gonna the spring equinox. So it went from Taurus to Aries in 1866 BC. 1,798 years later, it went from Aries to Pisces. Now the equinox is in Pisces during the Pisces time of year. It's when the equinox is. It says that the equinox will be in Aquarius in the year 2597 AD. That's a difference of 2,665 years. Somebody's lying. Somebody's fibbing. They're not even telling you when the real equinoxes are and when the real solstices are. They have changed times and laws. You see? They're giving you we are living on a past time. That's how they're able to do things like The Simpsons. They are operating from now, beloved. They got us, not I, and I'm going to speak it, not you. But they got the masses operating on a time that has passed, a construct that's already passed. So they're moving from the causal realm. The teaching I did yesterday, I posted about the introduction to energy. This ties in with it, but the next teaching about that, I'm going to explain the causal realm. They're operating from the causal realm. We are, not us, but the masses are operating from the effect realm. That's how the Simpsons know that? Because they're on a causal realm. There's a delay in manifestation. And they're operating, they know how to operate on the causal realm to make the shortest delay. We're so far gone, not us. Let me keep correcting myself. I cast that down. Mankind is so far gone, it would literally take a man 40 years to manifest what his will was 40 years ago. He'll work his whole life to manifest what these elites teach their parasitic children to do within a year. I'm gonna teach you how to operate from the causal realm, though. That teaching is going to trickle into a class, and it's eventually going to be a master class. And I post all the information about that. Anybody's interested, you're going to have to register, because I'm not going to do it like this. It's only going to be people that are really serious, that want to really know how to do this. And it don't got to be about trying to materialize a big house and it's not. It can be just simply about protection. It can be simply about helping others at your highest potential. That's your higher self. Now, so this hole right here is right there. That's 47 degrees. 23.5 this way, 23.5 this way. But down here, it's 33 degrees. So when the events, the changeover events happen, the plasma, it stays within a 33-degree range worldwide. So the safest place to be when the event takes place, and all the elites know, for you, it's anywhere, beloved, because it's energy. Energy begets energy. So you give love, you're going to beget love. That means it doesn't matter where you're at. You don't have to be anywhere. You be in the now and you're fine. But the people that aren't in alignment, they go to the 33rd degree north latitude line that circles around here, because it's the safest place when the event happens, within about 10 degrees up or down. But really the 33rd degree north latitude line, that's their safe zone. That's what they're doing now. They're clearing it out. They're clearing it out on the eastern hemisphere, and they're clearing it out on the west. That's what these floods and breaking dams and HARP is all about. It's to get the people out of the way, because they got to get them off of the safe zone that they're going to all go underground. And they need to get as many people out of the way, because they have entrances and things, and people are going to start seeing these entrances, and then we'll just take it by storm eventually. I know where one is right here. Actually, Great Spirit Wind, I'm going to do a tour. I'll show you guys. Actually, and I don't say it's in a cocky way, just being who I am, I have connections to get in there, and I will tape it. It doesn't have can't do it live, because you can only like connect to Wi-Fi down there. So I'm gonna have to pre-record the video, but I'm Great Spirit willing, I'm gonna do that. Show you guys. So yeah, this is 47 up here, and then 33 is down here, and it moves around. So then flat Earth, round Earth. Well, this is called the plane of inertia. That's what the flat earthers are consumed by. You're on the plane of inertia, but you're it's a cell. As above, so below, micro, macro. That means there's a toroid field that comes out of the magnetic north, which is your heart, which is the heart of Earth, and Earth is the heart of the mother. So the toroid field comes like that. And under here is directly under the surface part is the seed of the mother, black hole. They call it a black sun, but it's not a black sun. It's a void. It's like a black hole. It's like a wormhole, and it emits invisible vibrations that you can't see. The only time you can see them is during certain circumstances. You might see northern lights based on certain temperatures, and when it interacts with certain elements, you might see northern lights come out of there. That's what northern lights are. That purplish hue, that's the vibration of the black light. When the black light comes up and intersects with the white light, that's the intersection is the sun, That's what the sun is. And when they say a solar flare, all that is the backside of the sun reflecting off the plasma, and it's heating the plasma up so much that the plasma spitting. So a solar flare is not the sun 93 million miles away spitting out corona and it's going to be a solar flash and it's going to kill all the white people and this and that. It's solar flares is the plasma in the firmament that's heated up from the backside reflection of the intersection of the black light and the white light, and it produces heat. And sometimes it gets so hot that the plasma spits. And that's what solar flare is. But yeah, it's just, this is us too. This is our crater, and this is us. So yeah, there's a flat plane that we live on, but it's the plane of inertia. But it's not the whole thing. Now, okay, so remember, I told you give me a second, let me write this. How y'all doing tonight, though? Or whenever you're watching this? All right. The up facing pyramid is the Ka. All right. That's Cain. Kayain. That's Yah. Okay. Enki's real name is spelled Ea, which is pronounced Ea. So Cain is just an anagram for Enki. Cain is Enki as well, the Earthman. Enki. Ea. Kayain. Ka, the Ka, Cain. And it's in Egypt, it was Isis. It's copper. It's the cathode. Cathode is Catholic, the Catholic Church. That's the cathode. They turn Isis into Mary, right? The Queen of Heaven. That's not the Great Mother. That's the parasitic Elohim, Anuna, Ishtar, Isis, Inanna, all of that. That's who that is. It's no different than Cain, Cain, Enki, Ea, Kayain. This is also Joachim with the Freemasons. This is red and white. The colors for this are red and white. On the checkerboard, it's the white spaces. So the Ka, Kayain, Cain, Cain. It's copper, which copper is the blue bloods. And it's the cathode, okay, of the energy system. And it's Isis. Now, the bottom one is the Ba, okay, or Abel, or Bel, Abel, Abal, Baal, Abel, Abba, El, or Isis, aka Osiris. In Freemasonry, it's Boaz. This is also the anode or Anu. The other one is the cathode, the Catholic Church and all that. Well, Ba is Abel, Abel, or Isis, in the anode, Anu. You got the cathode and you got the anode. The cathode is actually positive. That's why their sign is the positive sign, which is the cross. That's the up-facing pyramid. The cathode is positive, copper. That's their symbol, the cross, the positive symbol. The negative is the Ba going down. That's or Isis, Anu, the anode. Okay? It's the reflection of Isis. It's the false reflection. Okay? The Ba Ra, and then in the middle, what it creates is Ra. So that's Ba Ra Ka. Now, this is also seen. The Ka is, y'all can, I would pull it up, but y'all can look. I'll give you some homework. You can look it up yourself. In all the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, it's the crook and the flail. The shepherd stick, that's the crook. When the pharaohs are holding like this and they got the crook and the flail in their hand. On Lincoln Memorial, Lincoln's hand is resting on, but they call it, that's called, somebody probably knows it in the chat. What Lincoln's hand is resting on. Came from Caesar. The Romans changed it up, but it's the crook and the flail. What it is, it's the symbol of the Archons, because when they put these two together, they turn the Archon. So, what is the Archon? Well, you got the two pillars of Freemasonry. You got the eye. I'm trying, not a real good drawer here. The pillars of Freemasonry, right here, Joachim and Boaz, I, X, X, I. That's 9/11. That's the Twin Towers. That's also when Samson pushed down the two pillars. That was a reset event. Samson is of the Masons. They're the ones that rise from the ashes, the phoenix, the eagle, and all that. So Samson pushed down the two pillars. Samson is just sun worship. His hair represents the rays of the sun. And when he went into the house of Virgo, what was it? Delilah was in the house, the sun entering the house of Virgo. That's when you start going into fall, and the sun starts decreasing, start losing its power. The rays get shorter. His hair got shorter. when he entered the house of Virgo, Delilah. Okay. Then it went into the harvest season. And that's in the book of Judges. Samson was a judge. Judges is Libra, when the sun goes into Libra. All right. And then the winter solstice is when his hair grew back and he was blind. They made him blind so he couldn't see with his two eyes. He could only see with his single eye. And he knocked down the pillars. That's called a great reset. IXXI. See the top part, how it's not yet on there? That's the capstone that the builders rejected. It's not a good thing. Anyone teaching you that the capstone that the builders rejected is some kind of benefactor, that's incorrect. The capstone the builders rejected was the completion of this parasitic Saturnian Atlantean energy. Atlantis is Saturn, and it's all on the same physical plane. The places, you know how many different continents have been called Atlantis here? North America has been Atlantis before. There was a continent in the Atlantic Ocean that sunk that they called Atlantis. That's why people think Atlantis was, just here a few thousand years ago. No, it wasn't. The only Atlantis that we see is the reflection of Saturn, El Elyon, in the plasma. And when the reset happens, the changeover event happens, you see 3 rings in the sky above, in the waters above. When they tell you Atlantis sunk, it didn't sink in the waters in the ocean. It sunk in the waters above. It sunk up because it's what you're seeing is the 3 layers of the firmament, which comes from Orion. That's why the pyramids are lined up. The 3 pyramids are lined up with the 3 stars of Orion because they was trying to knock the firmament down so they can get out of the physical that they're trapped in and enter into the heavenly realms. We have dimensions here, but where is the kingdom of heaven? The only place it is here is within you, beloved. It's within you. So they're trying to get their physics. That's why NASA, all they're doing is giving you a kind of truthful analysis of the layout of the surroundings, but they're doing it in the most dense way possible. They tell you about gravity when that gravity is just magnodielectric. So gravity is magnodielectric. It's no such thing as just gravity. That's just like calling Wi-Fi magic. It's like putting a word. It's like like 50. Never mind. I better watch what I say. I don't want this video. This video got a wealth of information. I don't want it to get taken down. So that's what the pyramids was attempting to do. Escape up out of here. And the capstone that the builders rejected was the 9. Because remember I showed you? This is the circle of life. This is the womb. This is it right here. This is the template for even Saturnic beings. 1 through 9. The capstone that the builders rejected was the final 1/3. That's the story of the fallen angels. See, they only move, the only numbers they touch is 3, 6, 9. They don't touch any other numbers. See the corners of their sharp edges? The only numbers that it touches is 3, 6, 9, and the other one touches -3, -6, -9. They don't touch any other numbers. So the capstone that the builders rejected is completion, the 9. The 9 coming down, the all-seeing eye, not having any more separation, actually incarnating in the realm, mixing with us, mixing the iron with the clay. And the whole story that they wrote over top of the natural sun cycle is revelation of the method, and it's MK Ultra on a spiritual level in the book of Revelation, mixing the iron with the clay and this and that. That book has helped them manifest what is more than likely coming, but it's not going to come for you. That's what people say, the timeline split. It's not actual timeline split. It's just the people living in the now, eternals, and those that are merging, making the same mistake that the Anuna Elohim made. They merged with technology to become like the source, the origin. Why do you think they had to take the woman and the great mother out of all the religions? Because that's who they're trying to replace. Beloved, God is a father. Father, it gotta be a father. He. Ha, ha, ha. He. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost is the Trinity. 3 dudes. All the phalluses staking up. All the phalluses. Steeple is a phallus. All the monoliths, phalluses, the what they call the other ones out in Washington. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They used to put the Ben stone on top of there, and I might have to get into another teaching about the Ben stone and the Phoenix. Ben just means sun. Sun. Light. Arabic called it Ibn. Ibn in Arabic is just Ben, an anagram of Ben, or Ben. Ben. Ibn. That's the Phoenix stone. That's the Phoenix. To nix out the Phi, your natural energy. 138. 1 plus 3. Oh, I didn't even show you. I skipped over some stuff that would blow your mind about the math and all that. But yeah, it's too late to go back on it. Well, I guess real quick. So real quick, I'll do this. Somebody might want to screenshot it. Remember the great year? 188 Phoenix events go into the great year. Well, if you add them numbers up, that's 24. That's 6. Half of that, well, what's half of 6? And when you add the number up of the cosmic clock of half of the great year, it equals 21, which equals 3. That's half of 6. So half of the great year literally even goes down from the macro to the micro. It's still half of that. And then look between the number. Even when you make it down to 2 digits, 21 and 24 is a difference of 3. It's a difference of 3, and it equals 3. So then you go down to the quarter, which is half of the half, equals 15, which is 6. Right? 15 is 6. Well, how many numbers are in between 15 and 21? 6. So macro, micro. These are the real numbers, not the Google ages and all that. This is the real great year, the real changeover event, 1 by 5. This is when the deluge, this is when the plasma solstice, the celestial great year solstice happens. This right here is the equinox and the solstice, the minor solstice, the quarters. Okay. And that's the last time. That's when the whole story of Adam came, 6,486 years. So the capstone, the 9, is L. And the reason being they call it L is because this is their energy. No matter which way you look at it, it's an L. L, 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 L. It's all L's. You're going to hell. You'll go to hell. Well, H and L, it's all the same thing. It's all straight lines. It's 90-degree angles. That's the 9. That's the capstone that the builders rejected. It's the 9 of completion of getting you trapped in the physical realm. It's L, the most high. L. And the H, and H is 8. Actually, H and 8 is hate. And it's all from L. Every one of these angles is the L. L, 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 L. Don't matter which way. They're all L. You want to go to L? You want to go to L? Thoth. Thoth is squaring the circle. This is all L. It's all surrounded by the same thing as the star, the 369 star. Thoth is your thought being surrounded by the 369 energy. That's you, the O. Thoth is thought. Your Thoth. Your Solomon, soul of man. Your Thoth. But are you going to be surrounded and squared off by knowledge? The tree of knowledge? Rothschild. Rothschilds. Now let's look at some proof here. All the Hebrew Israelites like say Baraka. Rockefeller. A Rockefeller. Ilds, or Ilds is shields. Raka is Rock, the Rothschilds. Ilds, Rothschilds. But it's Ilds. Ra, Ka, Shields. That's the Rothschilds. Then you have Sa, Ra, Saraos or Soros. George Soros. The Sa just means the turning. Sa means turning. Saturn is the counter rotating pyramids. It's the Ka and the Ba. The action is called Sa, and the product is called Ra. It's AI. It's the highest AI. It's what Jason Brashears would call the AIX. It's Ra. Okay, so and 369 is just the arc. It's how they turn the arc on. When they got you in that 369 energy, that's how the arc comes on. That's why I don't be falling for archangels. That's why it says you will judge the angels. Because there ain't, if you think you're communing with archangels, oh yeah, I talked to Michael, Gabriel, Michael. They put wings on beings to play on the harp strings of our heart, on the ancestors' heart, because we were so tapped into nature. These beings are more parasitic, like insectoids. That's why they taught the Egyptians to wrap up like caterpillars with the crook and the flail, the Archon. Okay. El is the god of electricity. 9 is the number of electric. 7 is the spiritual number. Okay. If you add up all the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it'll equal a number that if when you add that up, it equals 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goes back, it equals 9. Okay, and I can get into the number of infinity. There's an actual number for infinity that the only number that can be divisible by constant is 7, the spirit. But that's a whole nother teaching. So, and then like I showed you about our natural energy, and we're finishing up, guys. This is how our natural energy moves. It doubles every time. I showed you on this screen right here. Hold on. Am I? Well, hopefully it'll show it. I must have took it down. Darn it. But even in the construct above, they got it set up with the 369 using the stars and things like that. So that's astrology being used against you. I must have exited out on that. But you notice our natural energy looks like wings, right? Look at the only numbers that our natural energy don't touch. It doesn't touch the 1/3. The 1/3 of the fallen angels. Well, it doesn't touch the 9. It doesn't touch the 3 or the 6. 369. Our energy does not touch those numbers. That's 1/3. That's why in Revelation it says 1/3 of the earth will be killed. 1/3 of this, 1/3 of that, 1/3 of the trees and grass, 1/3 of the waters, 1/3 of the. It's the 1/3 energy. So that means when it says 1/3 of the food and the green stuff, that's GMO. That's because it's been touched by their 369 energy. It's food now that's 369 energy. That's GMO. And eventually people are going to be, well, it already is started. It's already started where there's GMO people. It's just the system hasn't been turned on yet. What was given out in 2020 was the infrastructure for the artificial grid. So the capstone that the builders rejected can come and incarnate in this realm and rule. It says the Christ will return and rule all the nations with a rod of iron. That's not the Christ. So the Antichrist and the Christ in the Bible are both false Christ. It says the real Christ is going to come and rule the nations with a rod of iron. We're moving into unity. When you go up, your light spreads. It doesn't, but when it spreads, it brings us together though. So you vibrate higher, but everyone comes together. You get what I'm saying? That's the new song. That's when it says Christ will stand on top of Mount Zion with 144,000. Zion is Zoion, which is the original word for the zodiac. The 7 bowls are the craters that are on the bigger earth, Tiamata, that are going to be all in alignment like the lock that I told you. And it's going to be 7 bowls. In alignment. Is that 7? Yeah. It's going to be 7 bowls that are in alignment like a safe lock. And all their energy, these are all suns. They're just like suns, but they all got different energy signatures. So this one's got that. This one's got that. This one got that, and so on. Each one emits a different frequency, energy, light. You see, each bowl. There's 7 bowls. Same way you got 7 seals, 7 transformers that transform your energy. That's what's called the 7 churches, 7 chakras. Well, they got, because it's external, what's going to happen, those who don't open the book of life internally and open the seals internally, it said in the book of Revelation, it said, no man on heaven, in heaven or earth could open the seals. And John fell to his knees, started crying. Well, Jesus was a man. So Jesus can't open the seals. Jesus called himself Son of Man because he's on the Seth bloodline. The only one, Atum, not Adam. Adam's a clone. They cloned and made another Adam that had Cain and Abel. Kayain, Enki, and Enlil, the 2 brothers. They're artificial. They're not organic beings. There's one organic bloodline here. It's the seed of the mother. Atum is actually Muta or Mata or mother. Atum came from the Muta, Mata, mother, the reflection of the mother, seed of the mother. Atum. Then they hijacked that and made it Atum Ra. And then Amen Ra. You see how they hijack everything? They have hijacked Christ with the biblical Christianity. Christianity is an anagram for anti-Christy. Christianity says anti-Christy. It's the same thing. It's the frequency of the spoken words, schematics. Schematics. Just like Cain is Enki. Cain is Osiris. Osiris is Enki. Osiris is Ptah. Enlil is Yahweh. Enlil is Zeus. Enlil is Abba El. Okay. They come. They keep coming. That's Ishmael, and Yaak. So Isaac, Yaak is Isaac. Ishmael is El, Enlil, Enki and Enlil again. Jacob and Esau, Edom. Edom is Adam, same thing. Okay, the earth man, the golem. They don't have soul. Their spirit, they're animated. And people are trying to tell. There's teachers online right now trying to tell who's who by the color of your skin. There's a reason. The skin is the biggest organ on your body. Your organ is the Elohim within you, your organs, right? So organ just means origin. Original, the organ. The organ is a vibration, right? So the biggest organ on your body is called derma. That's your skin, which is derma is the same vibration as the word dream. That means the people out here trying to tell you who's who and who's gonna vibrate and who's this and who's a god and who's a goddess and who got this and who got that. They're in the dream. They're in the derma world, the dream world. They try, the white man, the black man. You still in the dream. It's why you think this is the biggest organ and it's on the outside. It's the first thing you see. If you can't get past the first thing, how you gonna get past anything? That means you are still operating from your root. Hence roots. Look at the movie Roots. They played on your root chakra. Even with that whole thing, that whole story, slavery, this and that. Slavery today is the most it's ever been. Ever. There's nothing new under the sun, but it's getting to a point where it'll be as worse as it can get. As bad as it can get. And they're going to call bad good. Good to them is going to be 15-minute cities and you merging with technology and just walking in the store, walking out, eating GMO food, unlimited this and that, and LinkedIn and know whatever you search, false information, this and that. That's good. Bad is going to be organic. You trying to tap into nature and this and that. You a witch, you a warlock, and they're going to do it under the name of Christ. They're going to behead people in the name of Jesus. Jesus, because anybody that knows the real Christ is going to know the truth about what I'm telling you right now, that you're the Christ. Blasphemy. Off with his head. Crucifixion. Blasphemy. Because you're the Christ, my friend. Let me see if there's anything I want to add to that. Yeah, so I mean, peep the name. So Eve and Set are the same thing. Eve is the mother, all right, of Atum, Muta, mother, the reflection of the mother, right? Set is even, just like Eve is even. It's the same thing, front or back. It's the same thing, even if you put it like this. It's the same thing. So is Set, the original bloodline. Set means to set something down. It's got to be level. When something is set, it's level. You set down a plate, you set down a book. Okay? You didn't put it on an angle. It's not an angel. It's the bloodline of the children of the mother. That's what it is. Eve is even. Then we can get into the waveform and all that. That's a whole nother teaching. So I think that's a good ending point. Like I said, the fee energy is what you are. It doubles eternally. You're not an immortal. That's them. That's the Elohim, the Anuna. They're stuck in infinity loop. Infinite. They need an infinite energy source, which is why the cube is coming down out of the heavens like a bride adorned for its husband. Because if you don't know, by the time that happens, and because you can only do it on your free will, because you're in a free will universe. That's the catch. But they have manipulated it so that it's called revelation of the method, meaning they still give you the truth subconsciously. So even when you make the choice, you free will did it. So there's going to be a cube coming down out of heaven. It's a Merkaba vessel that was made externally. See, you can create a Merkaba by yourself, but you shouldn't, because it's taken away from your energy field so you can play around, play games in space and time when you're supposed to be in the now. So the cube coming down looks like this. See how that's poking up? Well, that's actually a cube. It's still this two energy, the Ka and the Ba. This is Ra in the middle, but it's a Merkaba. Okay, but it looks like a cube in 3D, 2D, 3D dimension. 4-dimensionally, it's Metatron's cube. It's also what they call Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton. Yahweh is just what I'm telling you. It's another way to explain all this. That's why the people that follow Yahweh or Yahuwah say Baraka. Baraka 369. That's what they're telling you every time they say that. Mathematically, vibrationally, they're saying 369. Be less you, so I can be more. Can I pray for you? Can I pray on you? Only predators pray. You go within. That's why I don't let anybody lay hands on you suddenly. And stop telling everybody the favor that you're receiving. Stop telling everybody the gifts that's being activated in you, because they have Gregors. Gregor is Latin for watcher. Gregor, the watchers are thought forms. A thought form you can manifest a thought right now that will hover above you as an entity in your subconscious. It's like, let's say, for instance, if you were at work, right, and you got to daydreaming about a buffet and a big dessert and this and that. Because you're at work, you forget about it. But you was picturing it, you saw it, you tasted it, but you was working now. You forgot about it. Now, on your way home, you're in the car, all of a sudden, something hits you And you remember that. You remember. You become a member with it again. You remember that thought. And it was in your subconscious. So now it comes in your subconscious. Now you think that, oh, it's just time for me to eat. I'm hungry. But it's actually the Gregor, the thought form that you made, the watcher that waited until you were at ease. And when your guard was down, when your left brain was down, so it could access your right brain, your imagination, and boom, it got axed. That's why the right side of our crater is frozen. Because if these parasites could do geomancy in what we call Antarctica, they would have been manifested everything that they desire. But it's not going to happen because they have to have all of us. As long as there's one that doesn't go with their program, then we still won. As long as there's one, we won. Because all your ancestors are in you. So if you make it and stay on the narrow path, or your son or your daughter, your grandchild, your nephew, or whoever got the mitochondria mother line, why you think they tell you in all these books, the Bible and all that, the men, the sperm, they tell you the way the fish swam, but they ain't tell you about the water, the mother. They ain't tell you the mother line that gives all the energy. Internally on the micro, it's called mitochondria. Mitochondria, mother conjure, the mother conjure, the mother conjurer, mitochondria. It's the great mother's energy given. It's inside of the nucleus. It's what gives power to each nucleus in each cell. It's the mother conjurer, the mitochondria. It's the rest, the crest, the Christ. Okay, so I hope this teaching helped elaborate a little bit on some things. I know I'm going to rewatch this and I'm going to say, man, I forgot this, I forgot that. So I'll probably go over some comments. If you got any questions or anything, I'm not going to do it tonight. But I'll go over any questions you have. You can ask. I'll do my best. And this teaching is going to trickle into a master class. And like I said, you're going to have to register for it. Not because I'm trying to make money off you. It's because it's the law of preservation and the law of sowing seed. Okay. So it's only going to get deeper from here. So those who those whose will is to know, there's going to be a few more teachings I'm going to do on here without you having to sign up for anything. But once we get to a certain point, it's going to be like a way that you sign up. And we're not, because I can't share it on here. We're going to have to do it on a Zoom call or something. It can't be on the internet. Even though we're still taking a chance on the phone, it's not big enough chance as on here. All right, because I'm going to get even deeper on some mysteries, and I can't even go too deep. I can't take that chance. Like, there's certain things I will not even say in my own home with any devices around or anything. The things that I know, the Great Spirit has allowed me to know. Okay, so hope that helps y'all guys. I got more to say about the Phoenix and Tiamata, the bigger Earth, which they tell you is the solar system, and a PEP. A PEP is your natural energy. That the Greeks called it the Phi, but the Egyptians called it the Apep, and they got Ra slaying Apep. That's them coming from their crater, Saturn, Linnae, or Atlantis, and slaying our natural energy that they tell you is the snake or the dragon and this and that. And they demonize the dragon. They demonize Set. They demonize everything that is natural. And it's slowly. Like it's people that snapping out on people in coffee shops if they don't call them the right gender. Out of like they got this new thing now where you can make up your own gender. And I'm not downing anybody. I'm not talking any kind of hate or anything. I'm just saying this started a long time ago where they gradually are shifting. But it's not going to happen because organic shift is going to happen. It's called the abomination of desolation. And we'll finish with this. The abomination of desolation, they're going to do it. And they're going to do the theatrics, the Antichrist, the false prophet. They're going to build the third temple on the Temple Mount. They're going to start doing sacrifices there again. They're going to have some guy that's the head of some world government and this and that. Things are going to get good for a while for people and stuff. And they're going to act out the whole thing. But the real thing is this. Remember earlier I told you, this is their bowl you're in. That's the North Pole. The sun don't never go there. Halfway between the outer wall and the North Pole is the equator. Halfway in between them two is what they tell you is the Tropic of Cancer. That's the closest the sun, the path of the sun ever gets to the North Pole. Well, on the summer solstice of the year that this event is going to happen, 2046, the sun is going to keep moving and go past this line after the summer solstice, and instead of going back this way and spiraling back out towards Australia, it's going to go in, and then it's going to be 3 days of darkness on certain people while it's making its way there. And anybody that's not close to the equator is going to have 3 days of darkness. And then it's going to get above magnetic north, and it's going to be a blue sun. They're going to be hiding it with the sun simulators. It's going to take off its mask and be black, and it's going to have a blue circle around it, and a blue beam is going to come out of it straight down. And it's going to create all kinds of different. First, you're going to see Atlantis, the three rings first, because the firmament's going to break. That's the 80-pound hailstones falling and all that, because that's one layer of the firmament. One layer of the firmament is ice. One layer is gas. One layer is what? It's 3 states of water. And what's beyond that is plasma. So it's solid. It's ice, liquid, and gas. And then plasma, which is viscous. Okay? And all that's going to break. That's the 80-pound hailstone. So first you're going to see the 3 rings. Then you're going to see that Squatter Man. That's the son of man. That's when the light comes out of the mother, the seed of the mother, the black hole that they call the core. The even greater blue light is going to come out of it. That's the sword coming out of the stone of Excalibur, coming out of Mount Meru. That's Michael coming to slay the dragon. That's the Christ returning with a great sword in his mouth and all that, the Son of Man. And a light's going to come out of there and hit the light, and you're going to see this. And then you're also going to see, and this is where all these symbols come from. You're going to see this. See that? That's the menorah. the menorah or the menorah, right? What is that? All that is half of the 3 rings of Saturn. It's just half. In the middle part, they call shamash. They call shamash. Even on the menorah, they call this part shamash. Shemash. Moshe. Shemash. Moshe. Moshe. Moses went on top of the mountain, came down with the law. Shemash. Shamash, the sun god. They worship the sun. Well, it's going to be the abomination of desolation because we're not in. This is not it. This has been hijacked. The most hijacked. So, guys, I love you. Any financial donations are humbly accepted. Much gratitude. At the moment, starting with the last teaching and this one, at the moment, this is gonna start going full time. Okay, so before, and I still teach out, but the more support that you guys can show, the more things can open up and we can meet up. I can plan a physical place and a conference and things, and we can be, and I can teach you guys in person, and not the same stuff. In person, I can teach you everything. Okay, so any gratuity, monopoly donations are, genuinely gratitude for that. But even more important, I ask that you apply this knowledge to yourself. A lot of people after a teaching like this says, "But now what? Now that I know all that, now what?" Well, beloved, that's on you. I can only give you the truth. What you do with it is wisdom. You have to transmute this into wisdom in your life, in your dome. You have to be the wizard of your dome. I can't. Okay, so you got to take this knowledge and turn it into wisdom in your life, beloved. Okay, I love you guys. It's an honor and a privilege to teach you, and to spend this moment with you. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Me set.